Hello, friends. How the heck are ya? Katie Rubin here. Hoping you're doing well. Happy Monday. Your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel, improv comedian, stand-up comedian, actor extraordinaire, lady about town. How the heck are you doing? What's happening? It's Monday. The weekend happened, and now life is happening. I guess the weekend is part of life. The weekend is definitely part of life. The weekend is maybe the best part of life. But you get what I mean. Things are afoot. You're back at work. Stuff is happening. I don't know what you do. What if you work on the weekend? Maybe you only work on the weekend. And then Monday is your day off. When I was doing professional theater all the time, Monday was my only weekend. My theater peeps, you feel me. Anyway, hello. Your 3-card spread is here. I have the recent past, the present moment, and the likely outcome for you for this week. As per usual, I've opened the Akashic Records of the group of you that will watch this and hopefully benefit from it in some way. And here it is. This is a fun, interesting one. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jamie. Good to see you guys. How are you? Okay. So, in the recent past, we've been in a certain kind of dry desert. We're going to talk about what that means. That card is usually about resilience, so we'll talk about that. Present moment is the Ghostlands card, which has to do with the present moment, interestingly enough. And the outcome card is super fun, is the Magical Map Shifter. One of my favorite cards, very exciting one. Everybody likes a fun, exciting new magical thing. Although that's not correct. I have a few friends who, some people hate surprises. Some people hate new injections of anything into their reality or changes or surprises or anything like that. I'm always like, magical map shifter, bring it on. What new magical map shifting is occurring? I'm ready. Let's go on an adventure. All right. So in the recent past, the dry desert. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? It's not a very cozy, happy sounding space to be in. Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? Remember, this is the recent past. This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until, after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is a most important place to find what's truly right for you. So, I find this to be a really profound card. When this card comes up, it's like 9 times out of 10, when it comes up for me in a 3-card spread, I've been in a period of time where external circumstances are not being as responsive, quick, dynamic as I'd like them to be. Something's not coming together in the time frame I want. People aren't blah, blah, blah. There's no blah, blah, blah happening. It's not occurring, whatever the outside thing is. Whenever this card shows up, I'm always reminded, it's not supposed to be occurring right now. I'm supposed to be going inside and becoming resilient, digging deep and understanding what is the truth here about me. This is a time for me to learn something about me rather than a time for me to go out and spread the good word or go out and build that building or go out and date that person, like whatever it might be. The way she says it, I love this. She says, consider the creatures that live in these conditions. Desert, harsh, dry. They've adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. This is a metaphor, everybody. Go deep within yourself now. Find your water there. Find your truth there, deep within yourself. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. So what does do the real work mean? That's a good question for each of us to look at. I know for myself, when I'm lost spiritually or like emotionally or don't know what's what, don't know, I use, because this is how I was raised in my 20s, I use the 4-step inventory from the 12 steps of recovery to get really clear mentally. I have open head and ajna in human design, which means I have a very creative mind, but it's a little too open. It can conceive of all the worlds, and I can think everything's possible and everything's okay, and morality or not, and marriage or not, house or not, make money or not, brush my hair, who cares? Like, everything's possible, so nothing is really off the table or on the table necessarily. So in order to like understand like what's going on with me internally, like what's happening in my emotional reality, what's going on with my relationships, I use a 4-step inventory to get clear on what's my part in whatever's not working? What's my role in it? Am I being impatient? Am I attached to my expectations? Am I in judgment of someone? Am I in entitlement? Am I in self-pity? Am I in what spiritual sort of deficit have I fallen into that has me suffering? Now, I'm very into these ideas, and people get resistant, like a lot of creative folks who I spend a lot of time with are really resistant to notions like, you know, don't tell me I'm being entitled, or like the idea of a spiritual principle that can be triggering and offensive to people who are very freedom-seeking and creative, because we feel like we're being told what to do, or there's some like right, wrong judgment about it. I feel quite blessed to understand the following concept. I don't want to follow spiritual principles because it's the right thing to do, and then I'm good when I follow them and I'm bad when I don't. That's judgment. I like following spiritual principles because I suffer. I have pain and suffering in my body and life when I don't follow spiritual principles. I have not suffering, peace, when I do follow spiritual principles. Now, that doesn't mean you follow them to the detriment of being true to yourself. There's a fine line there, because then you can start getting into like living above life. You want to be true to yourself and your preferences, but at the same time, you need to behave in a way you don't need to do anything. I choose to behave in a way that creates more harmony and more peace. And when I don't behave in that way, I suffer the consequences. So that's the purpose of spiritual principles, and believe you me, as the rebel I am, there's no world in which I would be following spiritual fucking principles if they didn't get me something valuable. I'm very self-centered. I'm an 8 in the Enneagram. I'm a self-pres 8. Okay, I have like 9 individual circuits or gates and channels in my human design chart. It's all about me over here. So if I would not be following spiritual principles if it didn't give me something. So what does it give? It gives me integrity, it gives me peace, it gives me clarity, it gives me understanding. When I just like willy-nilly do what I want and live in resentment and live in resistance and self-pity and fear and doubt, all of it, it's like I suffer. So the point being, when she says here, whatever it is you're asking about in the recent past will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. The most important place to find, this is the most important place to find what's truly right for you. So going within when the outside world seems like a desert, very, very fruitful endeavor, fruitful practice. And I'm just giving you an example of how I operate with going within. Another little tip about going within and finding out like, what's going on here? What's my work to do? Move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. I have to get vulnerable and talk about, when I'm doing my deep inner work, I have to get honest. I have to get in reality. I have to get vulnerable, and I have to admit what's really true for me. So many of my clients and students and just humans I deal with in life, I notice like people spend a lot of their lives not in what's true for them, in like what they should do, what other people want, what's true for you? What do you need? Says the Self-Pres 8. But I'm here to be a hermit role model in the ways of the Self-Pres 8. So I have what I have. May it be useful to you. All right, in the present moment, Ghostlands card. Here we are. This is another deep one. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps toward a goal or dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. So, whenever you're getting pulled too long or too strongly into the past, oh, remember when it was like this? And oh, I'm sad and I'm sitting here and I'm staring out the window about the past. The present moment is not being attended to in that wistful moment. And when you're so caught up in the future, you're like, well, I'm going to be like this and it's going to be like that and we're going to have this and that and this and that. The question is, cool, that's great. Have the vision, but what are you doing right now in the present moment? Another 12-step tool, they say, where are your feet? Look at your feet. At any moment you're too far in the past or too far in the future, just check out your feet. I like to move them around, feel into my feet and go, all right, how do I get emotionally connected to where my feet are, which is right here. My feet are here on this floor right now. What is required right here where my feet are is a much more useful question than, well, why am I not where I want to be? Or I can't wait when I'm there. Or it used to be like this. Or when this terrible thing happened, I felt like this. And in the future, I'll probably be alone forever. Or whatever your past, future dynamics might be in your own brain. What's happening where your feet are? And what's required of you today in this moment where your feet are? That's like one of the most profound survival tools I've ever learned. Just come back to where your feet are. You know, it's the be in the now. But oftentimes, what does be in the now really mean? I don't know if anybody else has wondered about that. It helps me to go, just be where your feet are. Attend to what's occurring where the feet are. All right. And the outcome of all of this is going to be the magical map shifter. When the magical map shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life. Come on, Squeeze. Come on up. She's trying to come up. Come on. I know she wants to add to the 3-card spread. This is my tired Squeezle the dog saying hello to you on this Monday morning, contributing her energy to your reading. Also a little doped up. She had another vet visit, 2 of them recently, and now she's on a couple drugs to help her belly be good. I feel so sad for my little pup. So now every time I give her drugs, she's all like, Gib. She's a little tiny dog. Her drugs affect her harshly. Okay, when the magical map shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The magical map shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. Interesting spread. So it's been a bit of a dry desert on a certain level in your reality in the recent past, but that's because you're being encouraged and taught by the universe to go inside and do the real work to find out what's going on. You're being encouraged to be resilient in the recent past with your external circumstances because now's the time to be going inside. The present moment is, hey babe, stay where your feet are. Be in the present moment. What's happening here and now? What's required of you today? And the outcome card, and let's just talk about the present for a second. Here's why people hate the present. The present is where all the risk has to happen. The present is where all the vulnerability is. The present is where all the pain is. The present is where your nervous system is. Your nervous system is the one that registers pain and suffering and fear and anxiety. So when we're in the past or the future, we're not in the present. So we're very conveniently avoiding everything that the nervous system could be experiencing, like fear, doubt, resistance, insecurity, whatever it might be, anger. So that's why people resist the present moment so much. So right now is a moment of like, all right, all there is the present moment. Let's get into it. And the coming around the corner future is the magical map shifter card. So somebody showing up to switch things around for you, activate things for you, show up as some kind of teacher, healer, wizard, usherer into new layers of consciousness, deepeninger person of your understanding of yourself. Coming around the corner. So all we need to do is be present, show up for what's required. What's required of you today? Where are your feet? All right, my friends, I have 700 offerings going on right now. Sometimes it feels like no offerings are happening. And then sometimes it feels like, how are there so many things I'm doing? And life is weird. Time is very strange. Okay, so Star Beings, my mid-level to advanced energy healing class where we integrate EFT tapping and divine light transmission to heal your trauma, integrate your process, become the whole you that you really actually are. We also integrate human design in that class. Starts again next week, Thursdays, 10 a.m. East Coast time, 7 a.m., very early Pacific time. That's starting next Thursday. It's a 5-week class online, pretty profound. This is a team of people that have been together for a bunch of years now, and we'd love to have you join us. We'll invite you in with open arms, deep work. That's when you're ready to really move quickly and do your deepest work. I do need to meet with people on Zoom briefly to discuss whether this class is correct for you. So we'll have a 5-minute chat on a Zoom call if you're interested in that class, and we'll see if it feels like a good fit. Second offering, omapittsburgh.org, OMA Pittsburgh.org. My new class, my next round of classes with them is happening starting January 11th, Wednesdays for 5 weeks. So you would go to omapittsburgh.org, click on events, and then click on highest level healing. That's my affordable healing class. Same deal, EFT tapping, divine light transmission, wisdom teachings, etc. This class is a lot bigger, so it's a lot more of a big group experience. Hop on that if you're curious. Words. What is my writing class called? Writing in Alignment. My Writing in Alignment class starts again next week as well. That's, oh God, I can't, the dates and times, they'll be with this video. Just check them out. If you're writing anything at all, essays, material for your website, a novel, sketch comedy, letters to your mom, screenplays. I have all kinds of writers in that class. So hop on in. We start again soon. That's a 6-week class. Details are attached with this video. I have a new subscription series. This is my favorite thing lately, and I keep forgetting to talk about it. The subscription series is just $99 a month, and you get 2 videos sent to you each month, one at the beginning and one at the end, half an hour each, with a reading, a 3-card spread, just for the inner circle group of people that are in that subscription series, and you get a healing, energy healing for whatever comes up in the reading. We process it. It's very cool. The email just arrives in your inbox. The money just comes out of the account. We don't have to deal with each other in any kind of email back and forthy way. And yeah, good stuff. We just had our first one go out at the end of December, and the second one will go out this week, actually, for folks who are inside of that. So head over to katierubin.com and click on the subscription series to get on that. It's another, I wanted to create it as another affordable way for people to get the energy work and do the actual trauma healing that is required and deepen your spiritual connection, but in a way that doesn't require you to pay a larger chunk upfront, but get consistent healing work over time. So there's that. And then, if you're in the Northern Florida area, I'm teaching a stand-up comedy writing class, but also you can take this class from anywhere in the world because we are offering a Zoom component. I have a couple people from California hopping on the class. You're going to go to firstcoastcomedy.com, firstcoastcomedy.com to sign up for stand-up comedy writing. We start January 22nd. Also, if you're in the Northern Florida area, come out to my next stand-up comedy show, producing a show on the 29th of January at First Coast Comedy in Atlantic Beach. I have an excellent headliner from Orlando coming down, and the comic who was named funniest comedian in Florida, in the whole state of Florida, is going to be our feature that night. So Marcus Crespo is going to host and run the show. Funniest comedian in Florida, according to some people that voted in a place. We'll do the middle section. He's going to feature for us. And then our headliner is a really funny guy named Ross Padgett, who will close out the night at the end. He's hilarious. Everybody's funny. They're all hilarious. They're all the funniest comedian in Florida on different days at different times. I hate contests and labels and hierarchies. I don't like them. I'm not a fan. But take that for what you like. Come on out to the show. January 29th. It's going to be a great time. I think that's it. I love you guys. Be in touch. Take care of yourselves. You need a private session? Hop on KatieRubin.com. Let's open your Akashic Records and find out what the fuck is going on for you. And if you need some energy healing, KatieRubin.com, same deal. If you want to get into your human design chart, let's understand how the vehicle of you is meant to operate as opposed to how you're operating it